have to study together as a group, that we may be able to bring our pieces of knowledge together to create a complete picture of what we need to know, and um, be able to share and teach one another in a loving and kind manner, that the Spirit will help us know, give us the guidance that we need to push us in the right direction when we tend to not fully understand things. And we ask for this clarity and for the love of all of our members to be able to join us. And we ask these things humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. We are live.
Yeah. So this is Jamie and Diane. We're live. We're hoping, we have a few more group members, but we're going to jump to it. This is week 5's study session.
Yeah, our first one.
Okay. So did you fill out the study guide then, or look over it, or what?
I've looked over it a little bit. I honestly haven't filled it out. I've just been keeping notes and stuff. So
yeah, so I just marked a few that I feel like I was more unclear about. Paradigms and philosophies of science.
Oh, paradigms.
Paradigms. Yeah. See, I can't even say it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I had a teacher last semester that used that word a lot.
And then the deductive and inductive thinking, I understand that, but it still seems pretty foreign.
Oh, that's the Wallace wheel. I drew a blank a while ago. Thank you.
Wallace wheel. Yeah, so the Wallace wheel too, like that makes sense, but again, it just seems like I feel like I haven't been able to apply it in a way that it has come to life.
I don't think I understand theory well enough to be able to fully apply it.
Right.
So, yeah. So do you have the document, the Google Doc?
Let's see.
The shared document that somebody created. Was that you?
No, it wasn't me, but I did.
Oh, okay.
I have it pulled up right now. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. 4 of us, it looks like, are starting to answer things. I put the paradigms in, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got on, but it was before access was granted, so let me get back on.
Oh, good.
Well, I guess 4 people have contributed at least.
Yay.
For doing something, yeah.
Yeah, I put the paradigms on, but I didn't do the tenets of positivism, interpretive, and conflict. So, anybody answer the purposes of theory? I think that's really where we need to start so that we kind of build our foundation.
Say it again, which one?
The purposes of theories.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it. It's under Elder Oaks. I went too far. Purposes. Theories give explanations. Great answer. So what is your thing that, besides the paradigms, the way I learned paradigm just means shift. It's a change in how people think.
Okay.
So if that kind of helps. So then you got the 3 different ways people think, your 3 paradigms. The positivism, they're very deterministic. It's cause and effect. It just is.
That's like gravity, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas interpretive is the opposite of that. And they're all saying, well, it just depends. And I remember that because interpretive and it depends both start with I. Okay. I have weird ways of thinking.
Okay.
And then I use the example that someone smiled, and then you consider, well, what are it depends on what they mean.
Right.
So maybe they like me, they're going to ask me out, or that person's just being very kind.
So it's interpreted differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or conflict and critical. And I also put in parentheses the theories that go with it, because to me, I think that helps me the haves and the have-nots. Kind of, I think of that as socialism and communism.
Mm-hmm.
The governments have the control, the people don't have the control. The government doesn't want to give up any control. The people want the control, and they start um, rebelling and things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
if
Yeah,
that helps
I'm
any.
reminded of the positive, all of those different ones. I do remember that now. I just
Okay.
didn't connect anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
The one for the positivism and interpretive, that makes sense to me. The conflict and critical, I feel like that's still a little bit vague in my understanding, but
Well, that's why I think of it like I think of it honestly like socialism or communism, where a government has all the control over the people, and the people have no control. The government tells them what they're going to do for work, how much money they're going to make, so they don't just
so their
do it.
actions are based on what they can or cannot do. Yeah.
Yeah, oppression. They have a lot of oppression and stuff. So that kind of helps me, the conflict. I kind of think of it like, was it the French, and who is it, goes in and says, let them eat cake. And it's the big rebellion. They're trying to get through the palace walls
Mhm.
because they're all starving, and the king and the royalty are eating.
They all have the cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I think of the Wallace wheel. I'm jumping. Do we need to go over the tenets of positivism and all that? Do you know what those tenets would be? I have a note here. Some of the tenets, and I wish I knew a better word for tenet. I guess things that make it what it is.
Yeah, just a belief
Mm-hmm.
or a principle behind it. Yeah.
Some of those positive positivism. That's such a hard word to say. There are phenomena and processes that operate independently of what we're aware of. There are laws that govern at least some of that phenomena or the process. We can discover the laws of scientific process. Knowledge of these laws can help people predict and control some of the phenomena. And the fifth tenet is this type of prediction and control can help people better meet their needs and desires.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't really tell me anything much.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess for this we can just put laws or absolute.
Mm-hmm.
If it's looking for like specific. But
Mm-hmm. Um, then there are, what, 5 tenets of interpretive? And 4, I think, for conflict is what I have written. Interpretive tenets. Natural science methods are not always appropriate for gaining insight into what our interactions are. Actions cannot be predicted or controlled. Attempts to manipulate and control others isn't always ethical. There is no single reality of life. That's where it depends comes in. Knowledge is created by individuals living in a historical era.
Hey, that last one. Okay.
The fourth one, no single reality of life. Knowledge is created through people living in a historical area.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why it depends. Everybody sees things differently.
Right.
People that live
Where
during
you're at, who you're with, yeah.
Yeah, people that lived during Nazi Germany see things one way, where people that lived at the same time in, say, Australia don't necessarily see things in that same lens,
Right.
but they have a totally different vision than what we have.
Okay.
Conflict tenants in situations of inequality, groups that control resources are likely to exploit those lack of resources. So basically, inequality causes the controllers to exploit resources.
Okay.
The next tenet of that is exploitation may not be a conscious decision, but rather merely the pursuits of their own selfish interests, which allows them to take advantage.
Their own interests. Okay.
The third one is those with resources, the power, impose their ideas on those without the resources.
The peasants, let's say that. Okay.
And then the fourth one is conflict allows change, but conflict is not always solvable.
Okay. And where did you get that from? Is that...
You know, I don't know, I was studying that somewhere and I came across it and I just printed it.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good resource wherever it's from.
I know. I got it off the internet and I thought, well, I like those paradigms.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, I jotted a few down on the study guide.
Awesome. Well, that'll help everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
What's that question? How deductive and inductive thinking fit the process? Is deductive start specific and goes toward general? Or is it general and then to specific?
I want to see.
Yeah, I have to go through my notes.
Deductive goes from general law to a particular instance.
Yay. Hi.
Can you hear me?
I hear
Anybody?
You.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I let everybody know in the Google Docs that there is this Hangout.
Yay.
I just let everybody know that because I just saw that a minute ago.
Thanks for the heads up.
I know, I found the link and I'm like, I jumped on.
Yeah, I like this. That's
So
nice.
are you also on the Google Doc?
I am. I'm the one that set that up. I'm Stephanie.
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
I'm Diane.
Hi.
Yeah, so should I copy the link onto the top of the Google Doc or something, just so people...
Yeah, I put it in the chats, but I'll do that too.
So the deductive starts with a theory and moves toward the evidence, right? Is that what you would say? I want to put that in parentheses for me.
All right, and I just want to make sure that everybody, if you haven't already, put your name at the top of the Google Doc and the contributors so that we know who actually was able to be here for the meeting.
Okay, so what are we still needing on here? Oak's article?
Seems like some of it we'll have to add later because I think I haven't finished the readings for this week, and the stuff about families with like the violence and stuff, I don't think I've gotten to that yet. I think that's
I've got
the last part of the reading or something.
Printouts to still
Yeah,
as well.
Most of it about the exchange theory I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
I
haven't done the videos or the last article. Yeah.
So it looks like somebody added some critiques for some of the theories. There's cons of family development, but no pros on our shared document.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten to that yet, but if anybody wants to add that, that would be good. I was going to start adding a few different definitions to like some of the assumptions and concepts and stuff to exchange theory. We also need the assumptions and concepts and propositions for the family development theory on there if anyone has time to do that.
Critique.
They're singing Beauty and the Beast.
I was about to ask that.
That's at my house.
I like it.
They don't realize that they're being picked up on the mic.
And I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to be on a video chat. Don't say anything to me. Okay. I'm going to be right back.
Definitely coming together. I feel like expanded this document really quick.
Yeah.
I like being able to do all this live together.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We did this in a class last term and it was like amazing. By the time our group was done, our document was complete.
Wow.
If anyone knows exactly where the violence stuff is, I'm trying to find it, but I don't know if it was online or. But I could at least start to fill in information as I'm going through it.
I haven't read it yet, so it might be in the reading.
I know, I like don't even really remember it very well, but I'm like, where was it? that's my problem.
Okay, I saw critique a minute ago.
Well, the article that I still need to read is not about violence. So,
is it the impact, costs, and benefits of daily sacrifice or something like that?
I don't think so. I just searched in that, like I did, like find, control find or whatever. And
yeah. Because that's
like
what I
there
was
was only one result about like something about violating, and it wasn't about violence or anything.
So what's it wanting us to answer?
So it might be one of the videos.
Yeah.
Like there's some videos to watch.
Are there?
Like there's two exchange theory ones. One's like 7 minutes and one's 17 minutes that I haven't watched yet. But I mean, that looks like it's just breaking down the theory.
I'm downloading the transcripts to see if it's in here.
Oh, that's a good idea. I was just going to skip through part of the video.
Okay. First part does not have violence in it.
Doesn't really seem like it.
Anyone have an articulate way of the Elder Oaks one? Elder Oaks is an article on how reason is really tied together.
What's the question?
How reason and revelation tied together from Elder Oaks. Does anyone have an articulate way of putting that one?
So that one,
Thoughts in my head, but I don't know how to write it.
so that one, I liked that one because it broke it down into 3 different ways. Like it talked about what it's not. Like it's not just reason by itself. It's not just revelation by itself, or I guess it talked about it's not. They're not equal. It's not like both
co-equal partners. Yeah.
You know, and I liked that it differentiated between that, but it was that, you know, reason you do first, and that's like the study it out part. And then revelation has the last word, you know, like the final word basically. So whatever else happens, revelation has the final word, and that's what you go with. But reason still has a huge role in the whole process.
Yeah, you can't rule out reason without the revelation part.
Yeah, you got to have both. But do it in the right order. That's what it kind of talked about, was that sequence.
Oh, wow. I also found this quote in the overview if we want to stick that in there, but it's really, we don't need to have it. But, I mean,
That's
it's
fine.
applicable.
Yeah.
Is all that's left like the violent stuff?
I think so.
I think we're
I was
getting
still trying to
there.
figure
We
out
can
where
just
that was
find
at.
it.
Wow.
Hi, Cass.
Is it going to be in next week?
Huh?
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
Almost done.
I'm going to pull up next week and see if it's in there.
Oh, that's right, because our test isn't until next week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Familiar with exchange
It's in
theory
next
and
week's
its
reading?
application of understanding family violence. Okay. So we can't really do that yet.
So
And
we
then-
can update our study guide.
Yeah, we can keep coming back to the study guide and updating it.
Perfect.
Well, I
Last
was
week.
gonna, oh, never mind. I was gonna ask where the exam was, but I found it. I see it now. Never mind.
Sorry.
This looks amazing, guys.
Yeah, good work. That was efficient.
I'm going to put, so if other people see it, I put lesson 6 with cycle of violence so that people will know
All right.
that aren't with us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else we do? I guess we'll just add to it throughout the next week.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, just add to it.
So do we need to know who all's on? I don't know what we have to report about anything.
I'm not sure. I was just trying to put at the top of the document if everyone could list their names so we could keep track of it.
And I'm on there, so
Yeah, I think all of us did. Because the only,
2, 3. There's
I
5
think-
of us. Are there 5 of us online?
I think the only one that isn't online is Renee. But I've been seeing her
Okay.
edit stuff, so I know she's on the document.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her pop up a few times too.
Right. So
Yay.
you said there were 5 of us, or there's 4 of us here on the Google Hangout?
Online.
4
Right?
of us.
Okay, so that's 5 total.
Yeah.
And that's what's
Stephanie, Diane, Maddie, and Janie.
okay. And then Renee was the other one on there. Okay.
Yeah.
I wish we had more people here. This was really good.
Yeah. You know, we can keep reusing this link, can't we? This Google Hangouts for the next time we have to get online. I think that's what we did in my stress and coping class. So I think we used the same link every time we got online.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that way, I guess if we need to feel like we need to meet again next week, then we could try that.
Yeah, I think we'll
I'll just post on the discussion board who met today. I'm sure that we probably have to put that in like a quiz or something maybe later that we did it. I don't know.
Report on.
Figure if nothing else, a weekly report.
Yeah, that's what I would think because people meet at different times and stuff. So probably that weekly report. Okay.
So I would encourage anybody that couldn't get on with us to go on and make some edits and, you know, help us out.
All right, I'll post that on the discussion board that we could use people to go ahead and go in and still edit it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off, but thanks,
guys.
Being here.
Yeah,
nice
thank
meeting
you.
everybody.
Okay.
Thanks to whoever set up the Google Hangouts. This is awesome. All right, have a good night.